Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with Black Ice. Glad to have you all here. So let's continue this. I've just started an invasion and I'm invading the little French territory here. Why, you may wonder. Well, one, yes, there's a port here. That's definitely a big thing. But the AI gets a notification of an invasion like you do if you pay attention to all these things up here. And then it starts to react. Now this one is 7 days needed, so it isn't very long, so it can't really react much. But the French AI probably has nothing to react here, so you're sort of the British Raj AI doesn't get the notification, so we should be in, take this little mini bit of France here before, and we're also sending over to, oh shoot, no, I meant to have, oh damn, okay, well, meant to have both the Panzer divisions, but I guess we'll have our occupation force for Ceylon moving forward over as reinforcements to exploit into there, and we're getting ready for shortly for going with 3 divisions into Cyprus. We want to take out Cyprus. Okay, so we're going to continue that. Oh, we also have more production here. Okay, now I put these back into production. I know they're right now at low efficiency, but I'm hoping to pad our abilities to naval bombers. We'd stop producing that, and I think that at this point I think that was a mistake. Stopping one of the production lines, moving it over to the Condor, it is a very good idea. We'll reduce that down to that. Off camera I spent a little time readjusting some of the overproduction. Some of these are still massive overproduction, but I'm just still reluctant to totally give up even a one slot factory. I just figure keep that rolling. Single factory slot for that, even if it is overproduction. Just on the idea that, say, this blows up and we start having lots of attritional losses, at least we have for uniforms or AT equipment or whatever it might be, a reserve. And we're starting to, I brought Maffintel's army, I guess army would be the appropriate size because it's larger than a corps, together here, sort of getting ready to maybe go in after Britain. Now we're getting some radar looks across the sea here now. See, I really wish air would do some reconnaissance, because they, for all these bombing campaigns that both sides did, they, the British often would fly in their Mosquitoes and over bomb targets the day before, the day after, and photograph those, dodging Luftwaffe interceptions. The Germans did similar things with very fast aircraft. I remember one account, I forget which, supposed British turncoat, but he wasn't. He was sort of ended up being a double agent for Britain. Supposedly sabotaged a factory, and so that they wanted him to his German handlers wanted him to sabotage. So they went and set it up and had it appear that one of the buildings sort of got burnt or blown up or whatever, and just made it look good from the sky, because they were pretty sure that there were no other German spies on the ground that could go in and do a good idea of this situation. But they knew and they did, and they got reports that the Germans flew reconnaissance aircraft over and confirmed the damage from the fire/bomb or whatever to the building, and it was just all phonied up from the ground. Oh, off camera I was checking some of those things. If I checked all of them, it would take a long time. But in here we sunk a British carrier with some of our naval air power, so that was good. An air carrier went down, though we've lost a transport convoy there, which is not good. So one of the things I want to do is, I don't know how much it's going to help with some of that, but I want to take out these. But I'd like more air reconnaissance, but at least now we're getting some radar signals intercept, which will give us some idea of some of the units here for invasion. Okay, that's almost ready to go. One more day. The 9 days there. With this, because it's the French and I don't think they're able to respond.
Right.
I'm going to wait for that to get here so that we can immediately send in the follow-up force of at least a 2nd Panzer Division there. If it was against the Raj, I would be pushing more to go in faster. Oh good, one here.
Achtung!
Angola. Well, it's...
Angetreten!
Well, the Italians took all this, damn. Well... I'm still miffed at the Italians.
Achtung! Ihre Befehle?
Panzer support.
Befehle?
These guys are cutting across into the rear here. Yeah, we're going
Befehle?
to push in here.
Ihre Befehle?
Keep them tied up. As you can see, now that we have the Condors here. Well, didn't sink anybody. Didn't sink, but okay, there we took out a British sub. And they're picking at them. But I think an American sub down. Another American sub down. Oh, the Soviet Union annexes Tanutava. Oh, big deal. Let's pause because they're appearing quicker than I can check them, I hope. Okay, another sub down. Another sub down out of 15. Another 2 down. Another 1 down there, down to 11. So you see, and there, another 1 down. My naval air strategy seems to be working. Not that it's, you know, stopping all the enemy, because we may be taking some losses there. We have been a few convoys. Okay, we took down a sub there, but they got 44 still operating, though it looks like we protected we have been losing some. Yeah, lost an Italian convoy, but to 43. And lost there 50 some. They got way too many subs. We need to see about taking Malta. We may see about doing that. Air power? How are our paratrooper divisions coming along? Are they needing equipment or something like that I'm not building? Am I not building any? I thought I was. Did I forget? Oh no, there's... Okay, this here, I was expecting a bigger parachute image sort of superimposed over the infantry symbol. Okay, well, we want to let these finish because they need to be good, high quality units to go in. So those 3 para divisions we may do as a prequel to a British invasion. See if we can take out Malta. Lost an Italian convoy. And Schwerpanzer. Good. We've been sort of waiting for that. So next opening, we will do that. I haven't been doing any of these. There are some very good ones here. As you can see, Army training, division training time down by 20%. That's great. Resistance if we needed to reduce that. Factory repair speed. Technology sharing. So we could do that. That would help. But let's see what else. 35 days. U-boat effort. That would be nice. Get a couple more dockyards. Panzer Division. Naval Air. Right now it's basically moot because we already have that. So don't. That's what I don't sort of like about that technique. Flak defense. We haven't yet needed that, but air experience. Well, we've got more than enough air experience. We've been fighting enough battles west wall. The battlefield support doctrine. That would be nice. Wunderwaffe. Nuclear technology. Okay, let's go down here. Just 35 days. Has this one been able to get to where we can kick it off? No. 2 more days. Another ace pilot promoted. I wanted to mention, and we got talking about other things, but I want to talk, last episode, wanted to mention I've been watching SSGB. It's a British short television series based on, I think you pronounce his last name Denton. Len Denton's books. I'm familiar with his work from the Icarus Files and other sort of spy novels. I've never read SSGB, the novel. Been watching the BBC production released this year. I have to watch it, shall we say, via the internet. Won't go into specifics because I don't get the BBC, and yeah, it might be on the American PBS someday, maybe, but I'm not going to wait around for that. And they haven't showed it on BBC America, which I do get. And it's set in a setting in 1941. Britain fell in 1940 to a German invasion. London and the sort of southeast is under direct German occupation. I think the sort of Britain's version of Vichy, France. This is capital like in Oxford or something, and the rest of Britain is, sort of the unoccupied zone. There is sort of a free British movement with the Navy over here. Won't go into the details of the plots. If you want to read the novel or watch the series, you should. So this won't give any of that away, so you don't have to worry about that. But the one thing I really sort of dispute with the movie is the level of rivalry between the Army and the SS. It's not quite to the level, well, I think it might get to the level of some sort of shooting and stuff, and you'll see some of it if you watch it or have watched it. I do recommend it. It is a good watch. It's going to be, I guess, a total of 5 episodes. It's sort of the British way of doing things. Just get the story, do it right, do it as a series, because it's longer than to do it right. This would take longer than a 2-hour movie. So do it in approximately hour episodes and put it up there. And so in many ways it's doing it sort of right. In others, like I sort of saying, they overplayed the Britain slash, or the Army slash SS, Waffen SS sort of talk about some of the differences there. But rivalry between them that the different British factions are sort of playing off of, I think, are way overstated. And that there's some uniform, maybe minor. One of the main German characters, the way he wears his Iron Cross, is sort of like a, I don't know, a bow tie or something way high up on his collar. Never wore it that way ever. Also on the SS headquarters, they have the two sort of, I don't know whether they were put in later or something, digitally, but two of the sort of long hanging German banners that would normally, red banners with a swastika sort of in the center. Well, they have SS's in the center, sort of the SS headquarters. Yeah, that is complete fantasy. I know maybe you're thinking, Andrews, here I'm just going off into fantasy, but there are too micro detail. But those would have been simply black banners with white SS's in them, no circle, no nothing else, because they did that on other buildings. So I have some sort of technical problems there that set designers, but those are just not Hollywood at this case, but British set designers doing some stuff that's sort of wonky, but a good watch. They're still playing up in this version in 41 a Soviet-German alliance is still going on. There's no war, and they're trying to make good. Molotov makes a brief sort of, not a speaking role, but sort of a background appearance in the series. So, watch it if you can. I would say it's good enough to watch, but don't take it as, at least I wouldn't take it as what happened. Oh, back. So go back and reoccupy. Okay, so we run into sort of a bit of a brick wall there. So
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
let's see about, no, not you.
Zuhören.
Where are they going? Okay, you're gonna pursue them over the river.
Achtung. Ausrücken.
Some of the people really didn't seem to want to believe me that there's any sort of problem selecting infantry units and counters as manually as much as I do on the for the series on the forum. They didn't want to believe that. No, I haven't seen that. Well, if you've watched me here, you see how much I have problems with sometimes selecting some of this stuff. Okay.
Achtung. Bereit zum Ausrücken.
I think we can go, so let's, I think we can get the invasion started. Do we not have naval supremacy here? Oh, no, we don't. Oh, so now they've put in enough navy to stop our having naval supremacy. And that's a bit of a bummer. Now here, these guys are almost
Zuhören.
Let's see if we can stop that. Let's see if we can get this one going, since these guys are almost there. Do we not have naval supremacy here? No, we do. There we go. Being sent out. I do like the generally speaking, the sort of timing for the Navy here. I think that naval invasions, I think that's very realistic. The bigger the invasion, the longer the lead time. And preparation instead of just sort of the at player's whim. Okay, well, the Raj is ready for us in Madras, but not airborne warfare equipment. Great. Now what we're going to do here is Go to tanks. Down to tigers, we got a 50% bonus. So that's just 61 days and we'll get the tiger.
Befehle!
And we're bombing them good. Good. And let's trash.
Angetreten!
Orders, because we don't want to continue those orders.
Angetreten! Angetreten!
We'll just hold there for a moment while we reorganize. We still don't have naval diplomacy, I doubt. Let's see. Yeah. Well, that just means we need to see about pounding this with more aircraft. Now, so now that we've got that, we can see about, I want to produce 120 days for the Wasp. Wow, that's a long time to do the Wasp. Flamingo, the fire, but okay. Martyr 2. Both shouldn't be that long, but okay. Let's see if we can get some mobile artillery properly done. Okay, so we've got air superiority there. We don't have naval. Well, they're attacking us, but we're holding good. And we're bringing in a second Panzer Division. Let's bring in another Panzer Division.
Zuhören!
Bring it straight here. No messing about. With an intermediate stop. A little bit of useful stuff there, but there we go. Now let's convert air power from strategic to tactical, because I'd rather have it supporting my ground forces. I'm blowing up factories that I want to occupy soon. Okay, we got both of these this time over the Mediterranean. Ship. Fighter and bomber, just to make sure we cover whatever we may put out there. Nothing with that one. We're engaging them a lot of places now. Okay, so the Americans are really showing up. At least in a naval sense here. Now if we can push them and get rid of Britain, you know, occupy it, then we can stop a lot of that.
Befehle!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we haven't been getting notifications for
Befehle!
Portuguese territory being taken, of course. So we didn't know that piece. I hope we don't get that cut off. Destroyed. Do that. That will not be good if we mess that up.
Suchen Deckung.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing here.
Bereit
Okay,
zum
well, you
Ausrücken.
guys are taking out them. This is sort of the Americans doing. Guess. Yep, see, we just ran into the Americans here. The only reason this is doing okay is because we still have port. Damn. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to come into...
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Here, I wanted to come in there, but... To Freetown. Well, we keep defeating the Raj, but we need to break out. Okay.
Befehle. Ausrücken.
Drive there. Okay. This may be too few. I'm getting another Panzer Division coming, fortunately.
Ihre Befehle.
And let's just be a little safe side and move that there. And we can do more production. Well, we're going to do that next episode. I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. Of course, please post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.